Hello friends, today we're going to be working on Unit 2, Lesson 3. In Lesson 3, our objective is I can read Harriet Beecher Stowe and Harriet Tubman and what they did to help end slavery. I will compare and contrast the impact these influential women had on the end of slavery using a graphic organizer to record information and an SPO to organize my writing. The standard that will be covered in today's lesson is RI.5.6, which we will talk about later on. The connection. So in the last lesson that we focused on, deepening our understanding as to why the North and the South was divided. Today we're going to talk about two very powerful women. And as we read, we're going to annotate details in the text that talk about the early lives, obstacles faced, and accomplishments of both women. You are going to place an EL for early life when you come across information about Harriet Tubman or Harriet Beecher Stowe. Next, you're going to place a sad face next to information about obstacles in the lives of both women, and a star by each woman's accomplishments. Our annotations will be used later on to compare and contrast what these women did to end slavery. The vocabulary that we are going to visit in today's lesson is heroine, abolitionist, abolish, minister, novel, plantation, overseer, content, fruitful. Whoops. That's not supposed to be there. The content that we're going to be visiting today is number 1, the article titled The Two Harriets, Heroines of Abolition. This article can be found in ReadWorks or it can be found as a hard copy. The next thing you're going to need is your graphic organizer to compare and contrast Harriet Beecher Stowe and Harriet Tubman. And the next thing you're going to need is your SPO to help you organize your writing so that you are ready to write your prompt for the mastery check, so that you're ready to answer the prompt in your mastery check. So what is RI.5.6? What does this standard mean? RI.5.6 means to analyze multiple accounts of the same event or topic, noting important similarities and differences in the point of view they represent. So, what does that look like in this particular lesson? Step 1 is to learn about Harriet Tubman and Harriet Beecher Stowe. You're going to find out who these two important people are. Harriet Tubman helped enslaved people escape to freedom, and Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin that helped people understand how bad slavery was. Step 2 is to learn about the early life. For each Harriet, you're going to write down where and when they were born and what their family was like when they were little. Next, you're going to write about obstacles. Think about the challenges they faced in their lives. Did they have to overcome anything difficult? You're going to write down what problems they had to deal with. For step 4, you're going to write about their accomplishments. You are to write down the important things they did. Did they help change the world in any way? What were the things they did that people remember? Step 5 is to compare. So this is where the standard comes into play. You're going to look at the things you wrote for both Harriets. Find the things that are the same between them. These are similarities. Maybe they both cared about ending slavery. And next, you're going to contrast. Look at the things you wrote again and find the things that are different. Remember, contrast means different between the two Harriets. Maybe one helped slaves escape and the other wrote a book. Hint, hint. So really quick, we're going to do an I do, we do, and a you do. What you're going to need is the article, your graphic organizer, your SPO, your mastery check, and your mastery check. For the I do, I'm going to show you how to insert information in the graphic organizer. We've already reviewed how to put information into an SPO. So if you need to revisit that, you could look at the video from the last lesson, lesson 2. And we've gone over how to annotate in whole group. So for right now, I'm going to focus on putting information into our graphic organizer. So let me open that up. All right. Here's our graphic organizer. Hopefully you can see it. Let me put it over here. Whoops. Hold on one second. All right. Here's our graphic organizer, and this is going to help us when organizing our writing for our SPO. We're going to pull details that we find from this in this graphic organizer and put that into the SPO, which will help us organize our writing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to list all the accomplishments about Harriet Beecher Stowe. Then you're going to list all the accomplishments about Harriet Tubman. Next, you're going to look at the contributions to ending slavery. You're going to list all of the things you find about Harriet Beecher Stowe in that section, and then all of the things you find about Harriet Tubman in that section. Okay. Let's go back to the slide. So to launch, remember your objective for this lesson. I can read Harriet Beecher Stowe and Harriet Tubman and what they did to help end slavery. I will compare and contrast the impact these influential women had on the end of slavery using a graphic organizer to record information and an SPO to organize my writing. Again, you're going to read the text independently on ReadWorks or with a hard copy. Then you will annotate the text. Then you're going to put the information that you collected in your graphic organizer and convert that into an SPO. And finally, you're going to write your essay or answer the writing prompt in the mastery check. Good luck. I believe in you. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask your friends or your classmates before you ask me. Best of luck. Bye-bye.